Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Say hi, Cece. It is the first day of April. Say hi. And today we have math, reading, and writing. It's a pretty simple day in terms of how many things we're doing, but I will see you at 10 a.m. for our read aloud for Walk to Read. Bye. Okay, guys, today we are finishing up weight and mass, and then tomorrow we are going to start with graphing, which will be really fun. But you guys have a measurement weight assessment to do today. So if you open your packet, this right here is kind of like a test, but I would like you to fill it out the best you can on your own. Like I said, just do your best. Have your parents send it to me when you are done. Best of luck. If you still have time after this, because there's only 7 questions, it shouldn't take you very long. The next page is estimating weight. So you're going to get this page out, and it's one of those things where it's like, is this more than this or less than this? So let me show you the cards that go along with this. And this is just done if you would like to. So if you're looking up here, this first box right here says apple. So is an apple 4 ounces or 1 pound? You're gonna write 4 ounces or 1 pound in the apple box. In the cell phone, 6 ounces or 2 pounds. You're gonna choose and write in the cell phone box. I'm gonna scroll through these. I'm not gonna read them out loud. Pause the movie if you need to. Good luck. Okay, you guys, we have been working on this narrative writing for the last couple weeks, and this is going to be the last week we do it. Next week, our writing is going to look a little bit different. So here's what we're going to do. We have brainstormed, you have written your rough draft, but it is a little bit on the sloppy side, which is totally fine because it was just a rough draft. Now we need to go back and edit it and revise it, which means we need to make sure it looks ready for the final draft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this narrative writing, I'm going to pull it off the top here. So I've got my paper right here, and I've got the rest of the packet, which has a revision checklist, and on the back it has editing. I'm going to start with editing. So in order to make sure I'm ready for writing, I have my editing checklist, I have my narrative writing rough draft, and I have a colored marker or a colored pencil. I do not have a regular pencil. I do not want to see anyone erasing today. I want to see how you can make your story better, because that is one of the things we need to do as a writer. You need to use and show that you can fix your own writing, that you can notice the mistakes, that you can fix them. And I don't want you to do it in pencil, because then I can't tell whether or not you've done it. So a colored marker or a colored pencil, that's a must. Your narrative, your editing. We're going to start with the editing checklist, because that one is a little bit more straightforward. So make sure you have your editing checklist, and here we go. It says self-edit, peer edit. We're not going to peer edit because our peers are all at home. We're going to self-edit. See if I can get this a little bit more clear. Okay, the first one includes a capitalized title. We don't really have a title, so no worries. When you do your final draft, that's when you do that. All paragraphs are indented. That means you have this 2-finger space before each paragraph. You should, because I did it for you. So you can check that one off. Each sentence begins with a capital letter. So that means every time it starts, here I'm using my marker. Do you see how I'm not erasing it? I'm going over the top with a colored marker, so that as when you turn it into Mrs. Blinton, she can see how you made your story better. Welcome to Cafe Island, the desert island that grows coffee beans. My name is Jeannie, the pleasant judge, and I live here in my mansion with my dog Skippy. one day, then I'm going to make sure that every time I see a period, the next letter is capitalized. Period, capitalized. Oh, beginning, suddenly, I found myself running towards the bottle. Period, capitalized. Wow, I really missed out on those capitals this time. End of a sentence, capital, end of a sentence, capital. Okay, we're going to do that for the back as well. I checked that off. Each sentence ends with an appropriate end mark. You have to make sure that, look, welcome to Island Cafe, the desert island, the gross coffee beans, my name is Jeannie, the pleasant judge, and I'm here with my mentor. That entire paragraph has only one period, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines long. That's too long. So you need to make sure that you are able to breathe. That's what sentences do. They say, take a breath, start a new thought. So let's see. Welcome to Cafe Island, the desert island that grows coffee beans. My name is Jeannie. Those are two different thoughts. One, I'm introducing the island, then I'm telling my name. So I'm gonna try this again. Welcome to Cafe Island, the desert island that grows coffee beans. Period. My name is Jeannie. That makes more sense. The pleasant judge, and I live here in my mansion with my dog Skippy. That's good. You're going to make sure that you have end marks. All proper nouns are capitalized, so any name of anything. So welcome to Cafe Island. Cafe Island is the name of my island. It also needs to be capitalized. My name should be capitalized. Skippy should be capitalized. So you're making sure that anytime you talk about a person, anytime you talk about I know some of you are notorious for not capitalizing your I's when you're talking about yourself. So if there's I in there anywhere, you need to capitalize it. Okay. Commas are used correctly and as needed. So if you have any commas, make sure that they are appropriately used. Apostrophes, those are the ones that are in the air if you're using contractions. Quotation marks, if you are using quotation marks, you're using them appropriately. Words are spelled correctly. I'm gonna go through and make sure your words are spelled correctly. So, welcome to Cafe Island, the desert island that grows coffee beans. I know I spelled coffee wrong, but I'm not sure how to spell it. So I'm gonna just circle it and I will come back to it later. Beans, I know that there's a missing A right there. So I can either squeeze it in or cross it out. My name is Jeannie, the pleasant judge, and I live here in my mansion with my dog's sitting over watching. I know I spelled watching wrong. The bottle washer So you're going to check for spelling. Sentences are clear and complete. That means that you are not putting periods wherever you want, that it actually is a sentence. So welcome to Cafe Island. If I put a period here, welcome to Cafe Island. Well, that doesn't have a noun in it. It just says welcome. Who is being welcomed? I need to have a person. So I'm going to continue on, no period there. The desert island that grows coffee beans. My name is Jeannie, the pleasant judge, and I live here in my mansion with my dog Skippy. You just need to make sure that you put your finger on a capital, put your finger on a period. Okay, and do this for each sentence, capital, period. And you're going to read it out loud, just from capital to period. You should be able to breathe, which means it's not too long, and it should make sense. If you put your period at the end of a line, sometimes we do that. Welcome to Cafe Island, yeah, that does not make sense. So make sure that each time you read from capital to period, it makes sense. If you have a hard time listening to that, ask mom and dad, they can help you. Okay, and then sentences show subject-verb agreement. That just means that your noun and your verb make sense together. And we've been doing a lot of that grammar practice in reading. It just means read it out loud and does it make sense? Okay, so you're gonna make sure you can check off all these. Now we're gonna go back to the revision, okay? And this is making, the revision part is making sure that you have the correct writing style for narrative writing. So in the beginning of your story, that's kind of this first paragraph here, I included a strong lead to grab the attention of my readers. Does it just say, I live on an island? It could work, but welcome to Cafe Island, the desert island that grows coffee beans. That's more interesting. Yep, I got a nice hook. I use details to describe the setting. I'm a desert island that grows coffee beans. Yep, that describes the setting. I introduced important characters. My name is Jeannie, the pleasant judge. That's a character. And I live here in a mansion with my dog Skippy. That's another character. Check, check, check. If you cannot check these off, you need to include that in there. Go back and don't erase it. Do not erase. Not erase. Okay? Just add a little caret and write more. Okay? Don't erase. Then in the middle, it says, I included sensory details. That means using your senses. So anything you can touch, you can hear. What did you hear? What did you taste? Do you have anything that's really interesting like that? What did you see? What did you smell? I use transitions to show a sequence of events. I have one day, check. I have suddenly, check. I use transitions. I use dialogue. That means I used quotation marks. That's kind of a bonus one, but did you add it? And if you did, is it correctly? Then an ending. It's got a clear ending. I shared my feelings. I had a great time. I never want to do that again. Okay, so you're going to keep going through this and you're going to make sure that you can check off all these things. And then when you are done with that, I want a picture of your narrative, all fixed up, all nice and marked up. Okay, it does not need to have a final draft. No final draft. I just want this rough draft. Using your colored marker, fixing all of that, I would like a picture of that when you're done. Okay, best of luck, guys.